In the bustling heart of Port Harcourt, nestled along the busy streets, there was a small, unassuming stall owned by a robust woman known as Mama Tonye. Her specialty, bole and fish. This was the talk of the town, the best in the entire River State. People traveled from different towns, neighboring states, and even across the river just to get a taste of her famous delicacy. Mama Tonye was a large woman with an infectious laugh and a commanding presence. Her stall was always full, so full that on any given day you'd see luxurious cars parked in a long queue. Their wealthy owners stepping out, willing to wash plates just for the chance to savor her food. Men in fine suits and women in colorful wrappers mingled with the mechanics and bus drivers, all gathered in the same place, bonded by their mutual love for Mama Tonye's irresistible bole and fish. "Abeg, shift make her pass her Bobby," one man said impatiently as he squeezed through the crowd to get to the front of the line. His expensive shoes were dusty from the rush, but he didn't care. Like everyone else, he had only one thing on his mind: getting a plate of Mama Tonye's food. "Ah, my bros, chairman, you two dey here?" a friend called out from behind. "I no go lie you, this food dey always hit different. The fish just dey melt for person mouth." As the men exchanged pleasantries, Mama Tonye walked swiftly, dishing out plates and laughing heartily with her customers. Her sauce, thick, spicy, and irresistibly sweet, was the real secret behind the madness. But what no one knew was that the sauce had a dark twist. Mama Tonye was using a mixture that included her menstruation blood, which bewitched her customers, hooking them after just one bite. The men and women who ate her food were unaware, but the supernatural pull kept them coming back day after day for more. From dawn till dusk, people stood in line, some willing to wash plates or wait for hours just for a taste. One man, a well-known business tycoon, was caught washing plates while waiting for his turn. "Chairman, you dey wash plates too?" a passerby teased, snapping a quick picture. The man smiled sheepishly but kept scrubbing the dishes, knowing it was worth it for Mama Tonye's bole and fish. Word spread quickly, and soon people from across the state were traveling long distances to see what the hype was about. Mama Tonye became a local celebrity, her stall always overflowing with new faces, eager to confirm if the rumors were true. And each one, after their first bite, was hooked. One day, a young woman named Nengi, who rarely ate outside, found herself craving Mama Tonye's bole and fish. Her sudden obsession confused her brother Timi, who knew her better than anyone else. One evening, as she sat at their dining table, devouring a plate of bole and fish, Timi raised an eyebrow. "Sister, since when you begin eat street food like this?" he asked, watching her with concern. Nengi barely looked up from her plate, her mouth full of fish. "This food, guy, you no go understand. Na heaven for mouth," she mumbled between bites, offering him a taste. Timi shook his head. "No, thank you. I don't understand the hype, and I'm not about to start now." He watched as his sister, who normally avoided street food, acted like she couldn't live without it. Every day she came home talking about Mama Tonye's bole. and Timi couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Timi devised a plan. He would go undercover at Mama Tonye's stall, pretending to be a desperate job seeker. Dressed in the ragged clothes, he approached her one morning. "Madam, this crowd's too much now," he said, trying to sound convincing. "Make I help you serve customers, even if you no go pay me first. Make I source, they source one or two things from people as they come by. Abeg." Mama Tonye eyed him suspiciously. Her large arms crossed over her chest. After a moment, she agreed. "Oya, come now. But your area na to dey serve them o. I no wan see your two left legs near my kitchen," she warned him. Yes ma, I no go fall your hand," Timi replied, grinning widely. He was in. For the next few days, Timi worked at the stall, serving plates of bole and fish to the eager customers. He noticed how people would rush to the stall, some pushing their way to the front of the line, their eyes glazed with hunger. The desperation in their voices when ordering their plates reminded him of his sister. They all act the same way, Timi muttered to himself, recalling how Nengi had behaved recently. Exactly like she was acting. But before he could finish his thoughts, Mama Tonye's booming voice snapped him out of his daze. "Hey, small boy, wetin you dey stand there for? See customers plenty now." Timi hurried to serve more plates, his curiosity growing. Every day, the crowd seemed to get bigger, and he couldn't help but wonder how one woman's bole and fish could attract such an enormous following. It wasn't long before he began to piece the puzzle together. One evening, after a particularly busy day, Timi stayed late to clean up. As he passed by Mama Tonye's kitchen, he noticed a faint red stain on the edge of the counter. His heart raced as he realized what it was. "What kind of sauce is this?" he whispered, piecing together the dark secret. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. Without a word, Timi left the store and ran straight home. He had to save his sister, and fast. The next morning, as Nengi was preparing to leave for another plate of Mama Tonye's bole, Timi grabbed her hand. "You can't go back there, Nengi. You don't know what is in that sauce." Nengi, confused, looked at him. "Wetin you dey talk? It's not just bole and fish. Mama Tonye is doing something dark, something evil. We need to stay away from that place." Nengi stared at her brother, the weight of his words slowly sinking in. Mama Tonye, once the queen of bole and fish in Port Harcourt, sat in her now nearly empty stall, hands trembling as she counted the day's sales. Just 19 plates? This was unheard of. Her once bustling stall, where wealthy men and women would queue for hours, was now nearly deserted. People who once scrambled for her food were vanishing faster than they had appeared. Desperate, she packed her things and made a long, uneasy journey back to her village. She needed answers. The charm that had made her bole the talk of the town was clearly wearing off, and she had no clue why. When she arrived at the secluded shrine, the air atmosphere made her more nervous than usual. "Baba," she greeted, bowing low. "The thing need a walk again, oh. Customers no dey come again. Na only 19 people I serve bole yesterday o. Just 19. She complained, her voice thick with worry. The old native doctor, sitting cross-legged before a burning fire, slowly looked up. His eyes gleamed with amusement as he began to laugh. A deep, booming sound that echoed through the shrine. "Stupid woman," he crackled. "Wetin I tell you when you first come here?" Mama Toye, her large frame shaking with fear, replied quickly, "You say make I no worry, say this charm go work." Her voice was laced with desperation. The native doctor's laughter grew even louder. His face twisted in mockery. "You know well. Now you remember, Abi. I tell you, say make no eye see am." He paused, looking at her with contempt. "Wetin I say go happen if I see am?" Mama Tonye's eyes widened in realization as fear gripped her heart. You say make I take anything where I see?" She mumbled, her voice barely audible. The native doctor nodded slowly, his laughter now sinister and cruel. Now you sabi. And the eyes wey see am don spoil everything. In a full panic now, Mama Toye fell to her knees, pleading, "Baba, abeg help me. Abeg help me. You know say I been dey send you money that time back to back o. I do everything wey you ask, abeg. Nobody see me. I dey very careful." She was shaking uncontrollably, her once proud and confident demeanor shattered. But the native doctor, still grinning, waved his hand over a pot filled with strange smoke. The smoke swirled, and before her eyes, she saw the face of Timi, the young man who had come to her stall pretending to be a poor boy in need of work. The very boy she had allowed to serve customers without ever suspecting it was the one who had uncovered her secrets. Baba, no, my own no fit finish like this now. She screamed, clawing at the ground. Wetin we go do now? Wetin we go do? I go fit do anything, abeg help me. I no fit lose everything now, Baba. I no fit lose everything. But the native doctor's laughter only grew louder and more menacing. The flames around him roared higher, and a strange, powerful force suddenly gripped Mama Toye. Before she could understand what was happening, the force lifted her off the ground and flung her out of the shrine like a rag doll. She landed with a thud on the middle of the dusty village street, dazed and disoriented. People gathered, staring in shock as they saw the once revered Bole seller muttering to herself, her eyes wide with confusion. "Wetin I don go do myself so? Wetin I don do?" she wailed, her voice rising in agony. She began tearing at her clothes piece by piece as she stumbled down the street. "Na my own blood oh, na me spoil everything," she screamed, her eyes rolling back in her head. Passers-by gasped as they realized she was confessing. "My sauce, my bole, na blood I dey use," she shouted, her voice hoarse and broken. News of her public breakdown spread like wildfire across Port Harcourt. Social media buzzed with videos of Mama Toye stripping off her clothes and confessing her dark secrets. And the town was in a state of uproar. People who had once worshipped her bole and fish were horrified. Some were even seen vomiting on the streets, unable to comprehend what they had been eating. The mighty had fallen, and the once bustling stall that had drawn men from far and wide now stood abandoned, a symbol of deceit and dark magic gone wrong. Mama Toyin's name became synonymous with scandal and evil, and her fate was sealed as she wandered the streets, a shadow of the powerful woman she once was. Hey Ugochi lovers, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please watch the ads. I love you. See you on the next tale. Bye for now. Mwah.